Kia ora koutou, and welcome to this video about the full moon in Virgo that's coming up at the beginning of March. My name is Fiona of sunandmooncalendar.nz. Before I get into the video and the explanation about the energy of Virgo and what's going on astrologically, I want to acknowledge the sadness and the loss of the people of Tamaki Makaurau and Tairāwhiti. That is so huge what has happened, and sending you prayers for as speedy a recovery and healing as possible. Getting into the full moon now. So the full moon takes place on Wednesday the 8th of March at 1:40 a.m. So you might actually like to go out and see the moon rise the night before on the Tuesday. But in the middle of the night at around 1 o'clock, 1:30, that's what it will look like with the moon right above us. The sun will have moved around to the other side of the world then. And that's what it looks like on the zodiac wheel. So with the sun in Pisces and the moon in Virgo. And this in astrology is known as the health axis. And that's because Pisces can be healing in terms of energetic or spiritual healing. And Virgo is about health and healing on the practical level in the earthly realm. So let's look at the energy of Virgo, which is going to be highlighted with the full moon. So the ruler of Virgo is Mercury. And Mercury is famous for being the planet of communication, especially as the ruler of Gemini. But Virgo is also the ruler of Virgo, and under Virgo it's more about the thinking and the analysis and discernment that Mercury can be good at. Okay, so there's attention to detail, and that's what can bring in that perfectionism that Virgo is famous for. The element of Virgo is earth. So Virgo is grounded, it's a practical sign, hardworking. It's going to help you out by cooking you a feed, a healthy meal probably, because Virgo likes to have good health. Virgo is mutable in its modality. Virgo loves to tinker. There's a curiosity about Virgo. It'll try one thing for a few days or a few months, and then it will try something else. Always seeking perfection, seeking to make things better, to find order, to find good systems and ways of doing things. So it's a Virgo full moon, and always with full moon, it's a moment to take a step back and review, offer gratitude for what has been completed, offer gratitude for the good things in our lives. The energy will be higher with full moon, and we also need to integrate the opposites of Pisces and Virgo. So taking a look at those. In terms of the health axis, Pisces is about spiritual service. It will heal through acceptance, compassion, energetic vibrations, whereas Virgo will help to heal through practical service, through healthy living, clean living in terms of diet, exercise, the daily routines. And when there's trouble and health problems, Virgo will be helping you out, as I said, with cooking a meal or bringing things around, cleaning things up. And I thought that picture of Moiraki sums up Virgo and Pisces well, with the sea being Pisces, in and out with the waves. You can probably hear I'm near some waves now. And Virgo is the rock, the Moiraki boulder, that kohatu, and even we've got it nice and round like the full moon. So let's look at the other energies going on with this full moon. Wow, so much happening in March. This is probably the biggest month of the year astrologically. So we're going to look at what those things are. Always in any lunar month we have a full moon and a new moon. So we've got the full moon in Virgo, the subject of this video, and we've got a new moon on the 22nd of March. But all the other things there are not for every month. Every year at this time we do have autumn equinox, and you will be noticing, I'm sure, depending on where you are, that it is getting cooler now. We're drawing into the energy of autumn now, harvest time. All the other things on that list are things that do not happen all the time. They do not even happen every lifetime. So, and the one I'm talking about there in particular is Pluto moving into Aquarius. That is a once in a lifetime experience. The last time it was in there was in the 1700s or something like that. And Pluto will be moving into Aquarius. That's going to bring about changes. It's going to go back into Capricorn where it's been for 20 years in June for a few more months to finish things off. But we do have this energy of new beginnings as Pluto goes into Aquarius for the start of a 20-year journey through Aquarius. On the 8th of March, just a few hours after the full moon, Saturn is moving into Pisces, and that's a 3-year transit through Pisces. That's going to help make our spirituality, our compassion, our energetic vibrations and our healing, help us bring some structure to that. And if you go back to my last video about the new moon in Pisces, I've got a little bit more of an exploration about that topic. And we also have, on the 12th of March, Jupiter conjunct Chiron. Okay, so Chiron is the wounded healer that everybody has inside. We've all got some deep wound that affects our sense of belonging. It can be feelings of shame and feeling like we're not enough. It's very deeply entrenched, but through our lives we try and work on that, and through that work we can become a healer for ourselves and for others, and that's the Chiron energy. So with Jupiter coming to meet Chiron, that's a once in 12-year transit, so it doesn't happen every year. Jupiter expands things, so Jupiter might make our wound feel bigger at that time. However, Jupiter is a benevolent energy. It can help to bring opportunities, a sense of optimism and hope even, we shall see. Some things to think about with the full moon. So what has reached fruition? What are you grateful for? How you give service? How your daily routines are? Do you need to tweak or change anything in those areas? What could you clean up? What could you sort out? There's a drive for purification with Virgo, for clean living, and that can include putting one's home and affairs into order. That will be really good for me to do myself. Have a think about how you give service, and this can be the kind of service that you get paid through your daily work, but it can be any kind of service that you give to others, that you give to the earth, that you give to the world. And thinking about that analytical brain that Virgo has, the desire to find the details and sort things out. Where have you been using discernment? Do you need to review anything? And this year, 2023, is such a year of endings and beginnings and shifts of consciousness. Maybe at full moon, have a little bit of review of where you are with all of that. There'll be changes to come, endings to come through the year, but March is pretty intense with that. Maybe it's the beginning of some endings, but also the beginning of some beginnings. We have to try and be light on our feet, take one step at a time, especially with that Saturn movement, and do our best. So there we go, everyone. That is all I'm going to say for now about the full moon in Virgo. I do want to say again, thank you everyone who's purchased the calendars. I think there's only about one left now, so they're all gone. I could sell them electronically if anybody wanted a PDF or PNGs of the calendar months. But apart from that, thank you everyone for supporting that enterprise. All the best for the full moon, all the best for the changeable beginnings and endings that we're experiencing. Hei konara, ka kite.